pillars for ADHD care. So first one is sleep. You need to follow a good sleep hygiene. If you don't sleep, nothing will work. So the second one is a daily exercise. You need to exercise every day, at least like half an hour. Number three is having a routine and structure. My recommendation is to wake up almost at the same time and take your morning medication at the same time. And by the way, this medication, we always start is morning medication. You may need twice a day dose down the road. We will get there if you need to, but now we will start with morning only. So my recommendation is to take your morning medication around at the same time, so you can have a better control on your day and how it's effective and everything else. And lastly is your diet. Your brain and your body need more protein. So make sure you will have more protein in your diet. So the treatment for ADHD is mainly, to this point, still is medications. Medications alone aren't enough. You need to learn some skills on what ADHD is, about changing some behaviors that have been built over time in your lifetime. But at the end of the day, you need to take medications in order to be able to sit down and participate or engage in treatment sessions or any other program that's running. But I have some good news. Medications for ADHD are quite safe in my experience. I have treated them, I can tell, like thousands of people. I can really tell that ADHD medications are very effective. It's not like antidepressant, anxiety that you may have tried in the past. Many of you may have very bad experience with the medications. They were not right for you and for your brain at the time. But with ADHD medications, the good thing is that you don't need to take them every day. We recommend, depends on the severity of your condition, we may recommend you take every day, but you don't have to. The day you take the medication, it's effective once we find the right dose. Next day you don't take it, it's off your system. So we always start with the lowest dose and go up as you feel comfortable. In general, there are two classes of ADHD medications, stimulants and non-stimulants. So with the non-stimulants, they are not as effective as stimulants. We usually reserve using non-stimulants for specific cases. So I want to focus more on the stimulants today. So stimulants are two groups, methylphenidates and amphetamines. So they are both equally effective. Some people, I would say 1/3 of people may do better with amphetamines. 1/3 of people do better with methylphenidates, and 1/3 of people can do well with both. We don't know how you do until you try. And most of the time, people have to try at least 2 different classes to know which one works better for them. So a big question for everybody is, are these medications addictive? They are not addictive. Although it's called amphetamine, it's different than the amphetamine methamphetamine that you find on the street. You can stop it anytime you want. You won't have any significant withdrawal. You may feel a little tired next day. That's it. And then when you restart with the same dose that you stopped, the right dose, whatever that is. You don't need to build the dose again from scratch. The most common side effect is reduced appetite. So you need to make sure you remind yourself to eat. Some people with ADHD may have difficulty planning, or they are so go, 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 they forget to eat. In this case, when you are on treatment, you can plan, you can sit down and eat, but you may forget to eat because you don't have the appetite. So, or you have less appetite. So it's very important that you set your timer. It's 12. I need to eat, and you eat. This this is even more important for people with binge eating disorder, who is quite common. It's a common comorbidity or co-presentation with ADHD. You don't want to starve yourself all day long and eat at the end like whatever is there. Another very important point that you need to know is caffeine interaction. So depends on how sensitive you are. When you start the treatment with the medication, if you're very sensitive, you may feel your heart is racing, you're shaky, you're jittery. Then it means that you need to stop coffee right there. Some people aren't that sensitive. They can tolerate both medication and coffee for a long period of time. So it's up to you. You want to be aware of the interaction. At any point when you feel you're more anxious, you're like physical symptoms of anxiety, like heart racing, it means that you need to stop coffee totally. So many of you may not even know what you will expect, what kind of change you expect to see with medications. Some people may feel a difference right away on first days, and then after a few days they may not notice anything. It's like nothing. So the way I see it is that when you start the medication, there's a big difference between nothing and something with your brain. So you feel it quite significantly. But after a few days, the dose is too low, because we start with very low. We don't know how you react, so always start with low. So it's because the dose is too low, you may not feel anything. So we go up the dose until you feel. What you will feel is that you're calmer. We don't expect you to be more anxious or hyper. We are not expecting you to be stimulated. It's a stimulant not stimulating you, it's stimulating that part of your brain. So we expect you to be calmer. All the work, the projects that have been sitting around for a long time, you just get up and do things. You will have just one thought in your head instead of 100. And most of the time, anxiety symptoms which are due to ADHD goes away over time. And this is what we expect to see. If you don't see this, if you feel more anxious, if you feel agitation, or if you feel uncomfortable in any way, you need to stop the medication.